So Hasbro is back at it with more of these 50th anniversary vintage collection figures. I didn't get all of them this time. I did not get the Luke Skywalker. I didn't. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling that you couldn't remove the helmet. I basically already have the figure, but you can remove the helmet. So for now, I've passed on Luke. If I do decide to get him, I might review him. I don't know. But I wanted these two. I wanted the Tuscan Raider because I love Tuscan Raiders, and I will take any chance I get to get more Tuscan Raiders, especially if it is an upgrade, that's proper English, to one of my favorite Star Wars figures ever. And also the Death Star Droid. I just love RA7s. I couldn't say no. I basically already have this figure, but, you know, I was feeling it. I was feeling it. And getting him in hand, he is what he is. I like him. Let's just get him out of the way, because there's way less to talk about the RA7 Death Star Droid than there is with the Tuscan Raider. So this is another figure in the effort to get every single Kenner action figure released in the Vintage Collection on a TVC card back. We've already had modern versions of this figure, but this one is a remake, you know, that is on a TVC card. And he's definitely controversial for a couple of reasons. So, you can see the figures in the wave. There's Endor, Luke, Tusken, and the Death Star Droid. You can see these are from the original trilogy. And I like the picture. It's the classic picture. And you can see it's called the Death Star Droid, but it clearly shows the RA7 droid that was on the Sandcrawler on Tatooine. And what we have here is kind of an amalgamation, I feel like. He is nice and silver, like the original Kenner figure, but he does have a little bit of weathering on him that does make him resemble the droid that was on the Sandcrawler. So I see why they did this, because it kind of pleases both people while not pleasing anybody, because it's Star Wars fans. Fans will never be pleased. Because, I mean, you look at him, yeah, clearly modern version of the classic Death Star droid. But also, he's got some weathering on him. He's also the Sandcrawler droid. He has double purpose. It's a toy. It's fun. I'm sorry, I don't really have much of an issue with that. What I have an issue with is that they reused the old Build-A-Droid body. Which, now granted, it's a protocol droid. He doesn't need much articulation. I'm not too worried about the fact that he just has swivels at the shoulders, ball hinges at the arms, where you can't even really like bend the arms forward. Like, that's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have upgraded the arms a little bit. Just a little bit. But like, it kind of works given the design. Ball joint at the waist, swivel at the hips, ball hinge at the knee, and ball hinge at the ankle. Or actually, nothing at the ankle. Nothing at the ankle! Oh my gosh! And then a swivel at the head. Like, it's a basic figure. But what I don't like is that I've always loved like the round domed look of the RA7 style protocol droids. As you can see, it's a rounder head. And this mold has always had a very elongated head. Like, you can see just looking next to each other, this one is definitely more bug-eyed and elongated than what it's supposed to be. All they would have had to do, I mean, it's a Build-A-Droid. These pieces are meant to come apart. Just pop a new head on there. It would have looked a lot better. I'm just saying. I would have liked some upgrade to this guy. Because, I mean, Hasbro's no stranger to upgrading head sculpts. So I would have appreciated that. At least a little upgrade to this figure. But, I mean, it's a nice addition to the collection, in my opinion. I like having it. Even though I already had this. So, yeah. Basically, I already display this guy with my Imperials. Because he's all nice, bright silver and everything. And this one I'll put with my Jawas on Tatooine. You know, he'll just be their RA7, because that's kind of what he looks like. It's kind of what he's going on. So yeah, you can see the comparison there. It's a comparison. Definitely a nice, way nicer silver. God, that silver paint is gorgeous on this new one compared to the old one. Gorgeous silver paint, so I can definitely give it that. Definitely give me some vibes of the original Kenner figure that was vac metal. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I like it. Definitely not perfect. I would have preferred some upgrades, some new things going on. But overall, it's solid. If you want it, you know, it's worth it. But if you're not, if you're not really, if you don't need it, then it's an easy pass, honestly. And then the Tuscan Raider. This guy has a lot going on. I want to get one of these carded. For some dumb reason, I only pre-ordered the one. Even though I should have pre-ordered probably like 3. Because I'm like that. 2 to open, 1 to keep carded, because I really love this card. I loved seeing him on the card back. It just looked so cool. I love that iconic image of the Tuscan Raider. Man, Sand People, they're just my jam, man. I vibe with the Sand People. I be vibing with them. Cool. It's cool. I mean, what else can I say? It's a cool card back. And the figure itself, this is an upgrade to one of my favorites of all time, being this. The, I think it was like Vintage Saga Collection Tuscan Raider. I love this figure. A lot of people have complained about it throughout the years. A lot of people have been like, oh gosh, it doesn't look good, only has swivel elbows. But honestly, it achieves everything I really wanted to. I love the soft goods. I love how big and flowy they are. They're huge. I like the head sculpt. I just always have liked the look of it. And honestly, the swivel elbows, you can get the elbows straight. You can get the elbows bent. You can get them out a little bit. Like, they serve their purpose. You can get a lot of good range out of these swivel elbows, honestly. I genuinely have never felt inhibited by them. I just haven't. I'm not trying to pose these Tuscan Raiders to do everything under the sun, or suns, I should say, but I'm Tish. But I just, they served their purpose. Here, let's take the robes off, because I do need to kind of compare the bodies a little bit more. I just feel like these swivel elbows did serve their purpose. I didn't feel the need for it to be upgraded. But when Hasbro made this new Tuscan Raider, and we're like, yeah, we're going to upgrade the elbows, I also wasn't complaining about that either, because, it's a modern figure. These swivel elbows are definitely a thing of the mid-2000s. You wouldn't really expect it with a modern figure like this. And this is the first new Tuscan Raider we've basically seen since this one. And the last time this was seen in stores was like 2012 in the Movie Heroes line. So yeah, it's been about a decade since we've seen a 3 3/4 inch Tuscan. What does he come with? He comes with this gaffy stick, which is cool, which is nice, which is a gaffy stick. Has an acorn on the bottom, as always. I mean, it's a gaffy stick. What do you expect? And then he comes with his, I guess, cycler, his Tuscan cycler. He comes with this. Come on, get in focus. Nicely painted. Mine's a little warped, unfortunately, but it's all good. It's all good. It's his Tuscan cycler. Are we even in focus? Come on. I do like the paint at the tip of it, though. That looks cool. Yeah, it's a good accessory. And then, what we're left with is a pretty nice upgrade. It's one of my favorite figures. So, they did give him a new head sculpt. Like I said, I mean, Hasbro's no stranger to doing that. You can see comparing them side by side here. The new one is definitely an upgrade to me. I was trying to say upgrade and improvement at the same time. The goggles aren't as big. I feel like the mouth shape is more accurate. I feel like the color is fine on both of them. I actually kind of prefer the color on the old one, but I definitely see where they're coming from with the color on the new one. I don't really have a preference there. You can see on the torso, it's the same torso pretty much. Then his soft goods, they are fraying. They're supposed to look all frayed and everything. If you don't like those, you can just kind of trim them up a little bit. I might actually do that. Some of them are really long. But yeah, this sits on them all right. It sits on them all right. It's definitely a different cut. It's a new soft goods for sure. Different material, different look. But taking this off, I said taking this off. I said taking this off. There we go. We can see his upgrades. So does he have the same torso? The answer is yes. Does he have the same head? The answer is no. Does he have the same arms? The answer is no. Does he have the same hands? The answer is yes. He's got the same hands, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. I don't know, they're definitely very similar to the old hands. I'm very compelled to say yes. Actually, I think it's a no. I think the hands are bigger on the old one. So yeah, they're still swivels. and they're actually stuck on mine. When I did my live unboxing of this figure, people were like, hey, be careful about the hands. They've broken on people's copies. Thank goodness people warned me, because I had to heat them up and pop the hands out for them to swivel. So yeah, that's that's unfortunate. Lifting up his skirt. Does he have new legs? The answer is no. He's got the same legs. Which, I mean, definitely, they served their function back in the day. They serve their function now. What's the year date stamp on this? 2005. Oh my gosh. This is a 16-year-old action figure that they've repurposed and put out in 2021. Hey, have you gotten your driver's license yet? Oh, not yet. Oh, you're waiting until you're 18? Fair enough. All right. Yeah, it's, I mean, he's got the new arms. You can see he's got ball hinges at the elbows there, which have a really nice bend. Really nice bend. And you can move them side to side. You know, it's a good upgrade. It's definitely a good upgrade. I really have no complaints. I like it. I do feel like the plastic on this one, the changes that they made, like, his head is very creaky. And I feel like that's because they've made him out of a softer plastic this time around. Because I feel like the older one, like, let's bang him. Like, he just sounds harder. I don't know, this one sounds pretty similar too. I mean, I can tell you this one's definitely harder. Like, he's a little harder. And if you, like, try to go and move his head, it's, you know, it doesn't creak as much. You know, it just moves. But this one, it is creaky because there's a lot of friction, a lot of rubbing going on there. But yeah, let's get his soft goods back on. Really nice figure, man. Do I recommend the Tuscan Raider? Heck yeah. If you don't have any 3 1/4 inch Tuscan Raiders in your collection, this is it. This is it. They have upgraded one of my favorite figures and basically made it very on par with what we expect with today's modern standards. It's not perfect. It does have a couple quality issues, like with the wrists, and honestly, it's basically it. And if you don't like all the fraying, you know, that could be a detriment if you really don't like that. But yeah, man. I mean, he holds his cycler nice. He looks good. I like the head. The colors, some people may not like, but I see where they're coming from with the colors. I don't mind the colors. Yeah. I like these. I recommend them. I definitely do. Do you need them in your collection? If you have the old ones, I would say you don't need them. You don't need these, because the old Tuscan Raider is awesome, and the old Death Star Droid is perfectly fine. If you really need the TVC card backs, if you're someone that's getting these for the card backs, if you're out here trying to get them all, if you're trying to catch them all like Pokemon, then, yeah, I mean, you need these, right? You need these. Technically, you don't need the Tuscan, because the original Tuscan release was released on a vintage card. So technically, you don't need the Tuscan if you've already got the old one. In that case, I would say probably pass on it, because it still has the 50th Lucasfilm thing on the top, and I'm honestly not a very big fan of that. I hate to be that guy, but I'm just not a fan of how it says 50th Lucasfilm right on the top there, and it moves the warning logo down below and disrupts the whole flow of the bordering on the card back. It's just aesthetically bothers it, and it makes it less faithful. I feel like they could have just kept all that 50th Lucasfilm crap to the back of the card back and left the front looking all nice and proper. But that's just me. That's just my humble opinion. And that's pretty much it, guys. Here's my review of these two 3 1/4 inch Star Wars action figures. Like I said, I recommend them, but if you already have the older ones and you're not really feeling it, you don't need these. Alrighty, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Ring it, ring it, ring it. Smash that subscribe button. Like the video. It's exhausting just making fun of it. But I do have to give a shout out to the patrons, because I love you guys. Shout out to the patrons of Patreon. You guys are awesome. Love the support. I want to get you guys a nicer outro. I might try to work on that here soon. I just feel like if you guys had a nicer outro, it would just be like a little more icing on the cake, I guess. But yeah, there we go. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.